Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video you're seeing me again with my Scandinavian banknotes. Now what I want to do in this video is to just compare how they look design wise, and I'm not going to compare their value to each other. The weakest one so far actually is the Norwegian kroner, and the strongest one is the Danish kroner, and the mid one is the Swedish kroner. Now I want to just to compare the designs. Now I'll be focusing on the current designs of the banknotes, but actually I put out these old Swedish kronors because why not? And like they could still compare. I could still compare them or something. So yeah, design wise it looks old because it is old, but what I like about these banknotes is the security features that they have. So this 100 kroner, for instance, has this holographic stripe here on the very left hand side, and I have an iridescent ink here in the back. And this one doesn't really have much, I bought it because I wanted it to be my first Swedish banknote. And now, after, 2023, 2024, 2025, after 3 years, I finally got my dream Swedish banknote, and it's this one. Well, actually, it's not just this one, it's the 50 kroner and the 100 kroner as well. So, I wanna compare these three with each other. I'll just put you aside for now because you're the same design as this guy anyway. So we have Sweden, Norway and Denmark. We have 20 kroner in Sweden, 50 kroners in Norway and 100 kroners in Denmark. So now what I noticed about these designs is that their watermark, the placement of their watermark, is mostly on the right hand side, and they also have holographic stuff on the front. So for example, there's this one on the Swedish kroner, there's this one on the Norwegian kroners, and there's this one in the Danish kroners. Now I want to check them one by one and tell me if you can see the difference. So this one is the holographic thing on the Swedish kroner. So this is what's called a color changing ink, or a rolling bar effect. So you can see it's gold, but when you tilt it, it becomes quite green. Now this is quite the same for this one, except that it's a circle. So when you tilt it further, I guess it changes into blue, from green to blue. Now what I like about this Danish banknote is that this one is quite old. It's quite an old technique, but I like how it is actually. I like it. Now I just want to compare these three banknotes design wise. Now the Swedish banknote here has like full blown collar. Every single part of this banknote is covered in color. It's covered in purple, the color of the banknote itself. Even the watermark part has the color purple, and it doesn't feel empty at all because there's color all over the banknote. And I love how they put the scene of Småland here in the back. Norway, on the other hand, quite has a minimalist twist to it. Now there is color all over, it does feel lively, but you see this part over here, it feels quite minimalist, especially in the back. You see it's pixelated, and that's what I like about these Norwegian banknotes. If you've watched my last video, these Norwegian banknotes, these ones that were released back in 2017, their reverse always features a pixelated version of the motif on the front, and that's what I like about these banknotes. They are very minimalist, not so minimalist, but they're minimalist, but in a different way. It's like a lively design with a minimalist twist. I don't even know if I know what I'm saying, but if you get what I'm saying as a banknote collector, I guess I do know what I'm saying as a banknote collector, but not as an as an artist or the one who draws banknotes. But as someone who collects banknotes for how they look, this is like a very lively design with a minimalist twist. Now, if you want something more minimalist, you could just go and grab a Danish kroner. Now, this one, I believe, in my opinion, is quite minimalist. Just look at this. Now, this is an updated version. Let's look at an older one. Yeah, this is an older one. They're not gonna put the security thread on the front here in the 50. So, if you look at this Danish banknote, it is clean. It is very clean. Just like their corruption index, there's no corruption in Denmark at all. If you look at that, it's very clean. Now the banknote itself is very circulated, but either way, it is really clean in design. It is very, not quite, but it's minimalist. You could call it minimalist, and that's what I like about Danish banknotes as well. They're minimalist. They're clean. They keep it simple, but they're very likable. And even though all of these three currencies have different design elements, they go so well with each other, which is why I like Scandinavian currencies. Because again, these are from 3 different countries with 3 different central banks and possibly even 3 different artistic styles. Even though they're kind of the same people, you know, they're all Scandinavians. But even though the design elements are different, they go so well together. I don't know if it's just me, but in my opinion, they look so well together. Like, if I am not a banknote collector, I would think they're from the same country, but I don't know, different series or something. But look at them, they go so well together. I like that. I like that so much. Let's just check the back, you know. Now the back is what I like looking at sometimes, because we only look at the front of the banknote. Which is why when I look at my banknotes sometimes, I always turn them to their backs, because I barely look at the back, so you know, I've got to do that. Just look at that, just observe. It looks more pretty, it looks prettier, because I always see the front. Just look at that. This is what I like about Scandinavian currency, design wise. Now that we're done with Scandinavian currencies, I want to compare Chinese currencies next. Yes, Chinese currencies. I mean like currencies within China. And if you don't know what the currencies are within China, it's the renminbi, the batakas, and the Hong Kong dollars. And I have them here right now because I want to compare them as well. You know, the different design elements, they're very, very different to each other, which is what I noticed earlier when I was observing them. And you know, the languages, the currency units are very different, and it's because of colonial reasons. Macau uses the bataka, Hong Kong uses the dollars, and obviously China uses the renminbi or the yuan, which is what I want to compare about them, their design and how they're made, and you know, the design elements within them. So yeah, anyways, that's the video for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if there's any Scandinavians watching this, tusen takk, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something new in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.